I find it really funny that we're able to defeat these teams that put in so much extra effort while we just kind of like do the bare minimum and run around.
Right, here I am with Aiden of SpaceJam. Aiden, how you doing?
Doing great. Doing pretty swell.
So you're coming off your first win of XGS, which is a very good win to have. You're staving off elimination, beating Scythe Industries 2-1, and that map loss wasn't even a proper loss, it was a forfeit. How
Yeah.
did you feel about that match? Obviously, outside of a forfeit win, 7-4, 7-4 on Skyscraper and Cafe, how did you feel
Well,
about that?
it was like we just wanted to have fun. Like I told them before the game, like just literally the words that I said were just play it like console. I got four friends and said let's just have some fun because the team like we tried to make it a team, but it just didn't work out. So I just made some roster changes to add more of my console friends, and we just run around. There's literally no strategy behind anything that we do, and it's literally just for fun. And I find it really funny that we're able to defeat these teams that put in so much extra effort while we just kind of like do the bare minimum and run around.
Yeah,
It felt good to win.
and what happened with Border? Was it just like internet issues that were causing the problems, or was it like,
So instead of having Carter Durant, which is like Kids M, we were supposed to have Gage, and Gage's like game. He waited till the last second. Like I was mad at him for it. He waited for the last second to load up, and apparently like it just wouldn't appear him online. Nobody could invite him besides Effect. Effect was able to invite him, but we didn't know that, and Effect didn't have him added at the time. And so we had to get emergency Zim. We had to get emergency Zim last second, and that caused like that took us over the 25 minutes. They gave us a 10-minute extension on top of the 15 minutes,
yeah,
and so he came in at 16 minutes after the 15-minute extension, so we lost map one. But like I still knew they were gonna win because like I mean, besides Exige, that roster's not very good.
yeah, and one of the things that Space Jam's been struggling with, like on these past few games, save for the Scythe Industries match, has been your defenses. Like in the loss against Osiris, you had
So yeah,
you had 5 attacking wins on Clubhouse, and then you just
yeah,
honestly shit the bed on defense. Like
yeah.
what happened? What's going wrong there? And like what were the
Well,
adjustments? Because you started winning a majority of your defenses.
it was just like individually and as a team. Like I had 12 kills on Finka and attack rounds. I was Finka one tricking,
Yeah.
and then in 6 rounds I had one, so I fell off. And then on top of that, Clubhouse is one of those more maps where you have to have a lot of coordination to like defend and attack. And I feel like it's easier to build coordination on attack. And we were also from two separate teams, so we were trying to run strats that game. And we had two E-subs of Gage and Corrupt, who both are on a different team. And so we were trying to run two different strats at the same time. And it just caused a lot of gaps. And how we were winning our attacks is we were just finding gaps, and they were just finding gaps. And we were just like, that's why it was so attacker-sided. Like, we won five and they won six. So like both teams just sucked on attack. They just sucked on it. We just or both teams just sucked on defense, but they just sucked on defense less. And they
Got
were
it.
coordinated five. So like they should have done better. And it's not even an excuse. We just choked. It is what it is.
Yeah. Your next opponent is undecided at the moment because the wildcard opposition match and the aerial Undertakers match, as of time of recording, have not gone through. Therefore, seeding and yada yada matches haven't been decided. But your potential list of opponents, in theory, should be like E1 All Stars, Outlast, and Shreds. Do you have a preferred opponent here?
I want to play. I mean, actually, I think it'd be a fun game from any of those teams. I'd like to play Mike W. He's fun. He's a fun character. He's like really cool in person, but like he kind of talks smack. I'll say that word. Talks smack on stream. Like kind of like he's more like he's kind of like I
He
don't want
does
to
a
say
bit of
passive
trolling.
aggressive. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'd like to play them. And then Shreds is my console boys.
Yeah.
And then of course ATK rival on even All Stars. I'd like to put him down. He's fun. We lost him in TPL, but I think we could get him back.
You want the run back?
Yeah. I'd like a match with any of those three.
Okay, okay. And so, with the rest of the XGS like Swiss stage playing out, has there been any teams surprising you either with doing very very well or underperforming? Obviously if we talk underperforming, Aerial Rise is right there, but are there any other teams that are like surprising you by how well or how poorly they've been doing?
Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really like. Oh, there's one. There's Teddy's team. I think that team's absolute horseradish. Like that team is just atrocious, and they're currently 3-0 somehow. I really thought Hound was gonna take it. I think Hound should be 3-0. I really think Hound and what's that other team? Elevate Academy.
Yeah.
Those are like in my top three amazing teams. Like Aerial Arise is good, but like I didn't see them being 0-2. But I mean, I expected them. I expect them to still make playoffs, but I don't really see them as top three. I guess E1 All Stars could be that top three. I feel like
Uh,
E1 All Stars versus Aerial Arise was literally like Karn&Co versus GGG, where like GGG was the better team, but Karn&Co just had the reverse sweep type of day. Like they just had their day. Like it was just they just pulled it together at the last second. But I think that E1 All Stars was the better team.
okay. And so, is you're like top three of XGS? Like, what is it? Carning Co.'s got to be there somewhere, but who
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
other two
yeah, yeah.
teams?
Oh, I forgot about them. Karn&Co's number one, and then honestly, like I would say Elevate Academy's number two because they're just dogs. Like
Yeah.
Elevate Academy might be even like number one because I'm pretty sure they beat Karn&Co, right?
It was Wildcard that beat Carning Co.
Oh, yeah, then I'm tripping. Then yeah, I'm gonna just keep the number two. And then honestly, Hound or E1, dude, it could go either way. I really like that Hound roster. They're just nasty, and the way they play, they're just fun to watch, and they're nasty,
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah, so it could go to Hound or E1 for number three.
Got it, got it. And so, is there to close this out? Is there anything that you want to say or shout out? Just
I mean, uh, shout out to Console, man. I love Console, bro. I like yesterday. I know you probably weren't watching the games, but like Bryce was just running around with the R4C. Like, when's the last time you seen that, man? It's just like it's so refreshing, and that's why I like Hound. They play like a bunch of kids that are just on Xbox running around with like no, I don't know how to say this, but like it looks like not purposelessness, but it just is a lot more run and gun compared to like some of these other teams' reserved play styles, and I just love like the action.
yeah,
I don't really. I don't really like. I think the TDM meta is amazing. I hated the utility meta because, like, it's just like lame to me. Like I like strategy, but I'm more of a just run around and shoot type of person.
yeah. That's fair. I know it's like a very fine line between the
Hmm.
two of them. So I think it's good that we're having our time in the sun with the TDM meta. But I mean, I'm
I like
biased because
what?
I was playing during the 20-second meta, and I liked the numbers game and just the micro adjustments that you could make. But also, like, yeah, no, dude, no reason to waste 3 minutes of my life every time, every round.
I definitely like when the rounds go down to 10 seconds or like 20 seconds, but I hated like the fact that like if you like those rounds would actually be decided. Like if you killed that Zofia early, it was just over. You couldn't like burn anymore.
Yeah,
And it was just so lame having to sit there and clear shields. But I prefer more of TDM and falling back, and it's a lot more gunfights now. And it's
yeah, I
just a lot
think
more fun Siege.
it's a lot more healthy for the game at the very least. Like,
Yeah, because
even
it's not
if
as less coordination, less what's it called? You don't have to like know everything.
yeah,
Like less of a learn a skill curve. That's the word that I'm looking for.
yeah, but I mean, we'll see what the new operators do because we thought, or I at least thought, Ram was going to be very, very powerful, and she turned out to be just niche. So
Situational, yeah.
yeah, I mean, Solus and Fenrir and Zombie on the other hand, we don't get into them, but like we'll see
Hmm.
what the new operators come because Atlanta's right around the corner. But Aiden, thank you for coming on, and
Thank you for having me.
best of luck with the rest of your XGS stuff.